or something in these pictures. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Kim.
This is Andy.
And we're reading to you from the Urantia book. We're on paper 188, The Time of the Tomb. So it's after the crucifixion, and Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus have taken custody of Jesus's body. And we're on part 1, the burial of Jesus. Okay, do you want to start, Andrew?
Sure. When Joseph and Nicodemus arrived at Golgotha, they found the soldiers taking Jesus down from the cross, and the representatives of the Sanhedrin standing by to see that none of Jesus' followers prevented his body from going to the criminal burial pits.
Right, because the Sanhedrin came and said, "No, we're not going to let you bury this monster. We're going to throw him in the mass grave here. He doesn't deserve a proper burial." So, but luckily, his friends got there first, and Pilate agreed with them and signed the order to have him buried. Gave custody of his body to Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus. Okay.
When Joseph presented Pilate's order for the master's body to the centurion, the Jews raised a tumult and clamored for its possession.
No.
In their raving,
He's our outlaw.
In their raving, they sought violently to take possession of the body. And when they did this, the centurion ordered 4 of his soldiers to his side. And with drawn swords, they stood astride the master's body as it lay there on the ground. The centurion ordered the other soldiers to leave the 2 thieves while they drove back this angry mob of infuriated Jews.
Wow. So what is seen here? And I think it's, remember, this is the Roman centurion. I think it must be the same Roman centurion who helped Jesus when he was thirsty, put a sponge on the end of a spear and gave it to him to wet his lips. And he said that when he died, he said, "Surely this man was a son of God." And after that, so this centurion is a believer, or is destined to become a believer. So that's good.
When order had been restored, the centurion read the permit from Pilate to the Jews, and stepping aside said to Joseph, "This body is yours to do with as you see fit. I and my soldiers will stand by to see that no man interferes."
Right. Thank you. Thank you. So there are small acts of heroism present here. Okay? All right. As bad as this is, there are little positive things that come forth. Okay. A crucified person could not be buried in a Jewish cemetery. There was a strict law against such a procedure. Joseph and Nicodemus knew this law, and on the way out to Golgotha, they had decided to bury Jesus in Joseph's new family tomb, hewn out of solid rock, located a short distance north of Golgotha and across the road leading to Samaria. No one had ever lain in this tomb, and they thought it appropriate that the master should rest there. Joseph really believed that Jesus would rise from the dead, but Nicodemus was very doubtful. These former members of the Sanhedrin had kept their faith in Jesus more or less of a secret, although their fellow Sanhedrists had long suspected them, even before they withdrew from the council. From now on, they were the most outspoken disciples of Jesus in Jerusalem. Okay.
At about 4:30, the burial procession of Jesus of Nazareth started from Golgotha for Joseph's tomb across the way. The body was wrapped in a linen sheet as the 4 men carried it, followed by the faithful women watchers from Galilee. The mortals who bore the material body of Jesus to the tomb were Joseph, Nicodemus, John, and the Roman centurion.
Yeah.
Wow.
They carried the body into the tomb, a chamber about 10 feet square, where they hurriedly prepared it for burial. The Jews did not really bury their dead. They actually embalmed them. Joseph and Nicodemus had brought with them large quantities of myrrh and aloes, and they now wrapped the body with bandages saturated with these solutions. When the embalming was completed, they tied a napkin about the face, wrapped the body in a linen sheet, and reverently placed it on a shelf in the tomb. Okay, when they talk about embalming, obviously they're not doing it the way we know it today by draining out your blood and injecting your blood veins with preservative. No, they're just wrapping that in cloths that will preserve the body and moisten the body, but so okay.
After placing the body in the tomb, the centurion signaled for his soldiers to help roll the doorstone up before the entrance to the tomb. The soldiers then departed for Gehenna with the bodies of the thieves, while the others returned to Jerusalem in sorrow to observe the Passover feast according to the law of Moses.
There was considerable hurry and haste about the burial of Jesus because this was preparation day and the Sabbath was drawing up on apace. The men hurried back to the city, but the women lingered near the tomb until it was very dark.
While all this was going on, the women were hiding near at hand so that they saw it all and observed where the master had been laid. Thus, they thus secreted themselves because it was not permissible for women to associate with men at such a time. These women did not think Jesus had been properly prepared for burial, and they had agreed among themselves to go back to the home of Joseph, rest over the Sabbath, make ready spices and ointments, and return on Sunday morning properly to prepare the master's body for the death rest. The women who thus tarried by the tomb on this Friday evening were Mary Magdalene, Mary the wife of Clopas, Martha, another sister of Jesus' mother, and Rebecca of Sepphoris.
Right. So kind of like, oh, those men don't know how to do it, wrap his body the right way, right?
Right.
It's interesting that his mother wasn't listed in these. Okay, so the ones who tarried and wanted to wrap his body was Mary Magdalene, Mary the wife of Clopas, Martha, another sister of Jesus's mother, and Rebecca. So yeah. Okay. But Mary did come and see him crucified, but then left before he died. Okay, aside from David Zebedee and Joseph of Arimathea, very few of Jesus' disciples really believed or understood that he was due to arise from the tomb on the third day. Okay, so this is Friday evening, Friday night.
Saturday is the Sabbath.
Yeah, and these women are gonna make sure they did a good job, proper job at embalming him, making his body ready for rest. So. Okay, well, that's all for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For
Have
listening.
a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.